Hello and welcome to the Whisky.com news on the 16th of August 2022. And we have a number of very interesting news, and as always we start with Scotland. First of all is the Laggan Bay Distillery, and they get green lighted by their permit for building. It's the 12th whiskey distillery that is being planned on Islay, and the founders are the Islay boys, Mackay Smith and Donald Mackenzie. Yeah, sound really British, these names. It's a 2-hectare distillery, and it's pretty much near the airport in Islay. Don't worry, there's not much air traffic going on Islay. And yeah, it's in the middle of the island, and they're working together with MacLeod distillers. So they have some people who are really knowledgeable. Then we have Brown-Forman. They're investing £30 million into the Glendronach Distillery. What they want to do is doubling capacity, more energy efficiency, and they also want to invest into their historic buildings, which they have pretty many of them. It's their second investment phase. They have already done that with the visitor center in 2002, and now they want to do that for the next 3 years. Then we have some really bad news for Scotland, and that's the heat wave that's going on in Great Britain, and that's pretty high temperatures, low rain for now 5 months, and now the Scottish Environmental Protection Agency has given out a warning for the region of Fife, and there are not that many distilleries there, but hopefully they will not give out any warnings for other regions as well where there are more distilleries, because the distilleries in that region probably have to reduce their water intake from the rivers because there's not enough flowing there. Hopefully situation will get better and we will get back to a rainy Scotland. Then we have Ireland. The Great Northern Distillery invests 25 million. And their goal is to double the capacity to 2 million bottles per week. It's owned by John Teeling, and he already tried that 2019 but was denied, and now he is got the permit. He can do that now. John Teeling, very interesting character. He's very old. He's already past his pension age, but he is just a man who works until he gets into his grave. And he's just I've heard a nice story about him that he refuses to play on the senior rugby team because he just doesn't like that, because it's not as fun. But the young players don't like it playing in their normal team because it's just he is old and he has brittle bones. So but he just has that high spirit. Let's get over to the United States. High West Whiskey starts Protect the West campaign, and it's a campaign against the climate change and to stop so many forest fires. And the distillery wants to have, in the next 3 years, they want to donate at least $1 million to nonprofits that protect the western region of US, probably what they mean with that, against the wildfires and climate change. Then we have their bottlings, a Campfire, a blend from Scotch bourbon and whiskey. Let's go over to the international news, and that's up north in Canada. 40 Creek is getting a new design. 40 Creek is a distillery near the Niagara region. Unfortunately, I've never been into the distillery with a camera. They're getting a modern, very bright design for their core range. So that's pretty much everybody does that right now, and there will be more following. Then we have news from South Africa. The Three Ships 12-year-old single malt from South Africa is the first bottling of the Master Distiller's private collection from the distillery of James Sedgwick Distillery. And it's the only distillery in South Africa that's producing also Baines and Mountain single grain, Baines Cape Mountain single grain whiskey. They really have difficult names down there. So the bottling that we are talking about is the bottled in American white oak, not colored, not chill filtered. Hopefully we will have that on our cask as well. And last but not least, I do have a news from the Lagg Distillery, and I have that in the format of a small short interview. Have fun with that. So that was with the news, and now we have one last news about the new distillery, the Lagg Distillery on the Isle of Arran. And now I have a little interview with Fred Baumgaertner. So thank you very much for having the interview with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so you've brought out 3 inaugural releases, the first single malts from the distillery. Can you tell us a little bit about these bottlings?
Yes, so we're going to have, like you said, 3 inaugurals this year. So there'll be 10,000 bottles of each. Batch 1 will come out at the end of this month, hopefully, and it's going to be 100% bourbon casks. Batch 2 will be finished in Oloroso Sherry Firkins. Batch 3 will then be finished in Rioja Firkins. All of them have repeated, and all of them bottled at a slightly stronger 50% ABV.
That's nice. So the amount is 30,000 bottles worldwide, so that's quite a lot.
Yeah, it's a decent number, so hopefully as many people as possible will be able to find one. But at the end of the day, it still is a bit limited, so, not everyone might get one, but hopefully everyone's got a good chance at least of getting one.
Yeah, usually when you have a distillery and a distillery that has a good chance of making it, with Lagg as being a distillery that has know-how from the Isle of Arran, then usually they are pretty much sold out in the first.
We think they'll be pretty popular. Yeah.
Yeah. So nice. So when you have such a good start, what are the next step? What are you planning? Are there more bottlings coming out?
Yeah. So that'll be the inaugurals, which will be the end of this year. And then from next year onwards, so 2023, we'll start to go with what we're calling the ongoing releases. So springtime, we'll release 100% bourbon cask, and that will be pretty much the house style for Lagg going forward. Then at the end of the year, at some point, we'll introduce a sherry expression into the mix, and that will be the start of Lagg, basically. And then from 2024 onwards, we'll hopefully start to introduce a few other little bits and pieces. So some single casks, some small batches, things like that. And that's basically the next 2 and a bit years of Lagg, as is planned.
Okay. So yeah, nice mixture between some normal and some single casks. Yeah, that sounds really good. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward for my first glass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much for having an interview with me.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for watching. This was it with the Whisky.com news. Tune in next week for some more news. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.